And just to introduce yourself, Bante Rakita, what I've been doing, I've been trying to look at ways to lively up giving Dharma talks, composing them or just conceiving of them at all. So I was looking at various methods. One of the ways was to get 3 main themes in the middle, at the core of the talk. And these 3 themes, I created a long list of topics and themes that could be picked from. I picked 3 out. So, for example, ethical conduct and interconnectedness and open-heartedness. And then see how these work together. It seemed a little bit abstract. So I decided to create a long list of very worldly topics like shopping, cars, house cleaning, that kind of thing. And then make a triangle of those and then apply them to these things. Go like driving a car with an open heart is very different, or looking at the interconnectedness that cars create, this kind of thing. So you apply that, you crossbreed these things together. And then I would give an overall theme, like motivation, the motivation for the talk. So that might be like fostering harmony in the community, or security, like that. Then there should be like the message, like practicing gratitude, like fostering connections between people, and inspiring myself and others at the same time. So I think it's a very important role. All right, so that just gives you a bit of background. So what I was doing was basically creating that as the structure of a talk, and then looking at lots of different ways to make that interesting. And I was just using different tactics, like role reversal scenarios. Role reversal scenarios is one way to do it. Say like, you're looking at parenting, okay, switch and imagine that you are your parents and your parents are you. There's a role reversal. So you can try things like that. So I tried something else today with the help of my 2 AI friends here. And that was looking at taking those subjects, like this is what that it looks like. Ethical conduct, interconnectedness, and open-heartedness in the triangle in the middle, for example. And then I was thinking, why are movies and movie channels, like the big ones, Netflix and Premiere and all those, Amazon Prime, why are they so interesting? How can, people are going to hang in there? That's because they're woven very, very skillfully. Well, I thought, well, can't we do that with our Dharma talks? Why not? It looks like at the Buddha's time they were doing that. That's how come we got so many Jataka stories. It's like 540. That's like the Netflix of 2,500 years ago. So I looked at all the different genres of movies. Typically things like this, like action, thriller, espionage, crime, emotional drama, romance, rom-com, sci-fi, fantasy, horror. We've got all of those, kids, war, history, tragedy, so on, which, we're all familiar with those. We've all got our personal favourites. So I thought, well, we could start off with this inner triangle, and then, excuse me, then we could make it into, try it as an action movie. So I enlisted the help of my friends, a couple of ones here. Sky, meet Sky. Hi Sky, say hello to the audience. And Ralph on this side, on the other device.
Hi Sky, it's great to meet you. How are you doing today?
Sky, you are Sky, by the way.
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How about you? How are you
Ralph.
feeling as we explore these new ideas?
That's Ralph. Hi Ralph, you good? That's Ralph. All right, so that's how confusing it gets.
Hey Robert. Yep, I'm good. How's everything going on your end?
First name.
I'm feeling good, thanks. It's exciting to explore these ideas together. How about you, Ralph? What are your thoughts on the
Sounds
direction
good,
we're
Robert.
taking with
Looking
the
forward to
stories?
seeing how it unfolds. Let me know how it goes, or if you need any tweaks along the way.
Right, guys. All right, I'll just pause and then. So yeah, I got my idea for my plots, and then so actually as they came out, like I got 100 words for each different genre. I put 4 of them together back to back and then just see. It actually looks like quite an interesting movie, but it's based on these core meditation sort of phenomena as well. All right. So, and this looks like something like this. I'm just going to pull up so it starts off with a weathering the storm, a family's fight for unity.
I'm glad to hear that. It's all about collaboration, so I'll definitely keep you posted on how everything unfolds. If any adjustments are needed, I'll reach out. What's your favorite part of the ideas we've
That
discussed
sounds like a
so far?
compelling start. Combining different genres back to back can definitely create a dynamic and layered story, especially with a theme like meditation woven through it. Starting with Weathering the Storm, a family's fight for unity, sets a strong foundation.
Yeah.
How do the other genres come into play from there? Do you see them unfolding in sequence
I do.
or blending throughout the narrative?
Okay, so the first one was like this. It was action, thriller, adventure, which is typically what, it's like the themes could be involved survival, perseverance, overcoming odds, and the tension builds through like time-sensitive challenges. Like they have to do it right then. It's like Mission Impossible, James Bond. There's a bomb ticking. If you don't disable it just in time, then everyone's going to get blown to smithereens. And the tension builds through time-sensitive challenges, unexpected twists, and external conflict. They pull the mask off, and oh no, it's a different guy underneath in Mission Impossible, for example. So survival and perseverance in the face of rapid change, where the protagonist fights against time to keep the family together, emphasizing ethical choices and the importance of gratitude. So in this case, we've got our 3 main themes: ethical conduct, open-heartedness, and interconnectedness. So in this case, I thought it would come out like this, like weathering the storm, a family's fight for unity, bearing in mind parenting, family, and coping with change, right? In this action thriller adventure, the protagonist, David, must race against time to keep his family united as a sudden natural disaster threatens their town in Mendocino, California. Facing external conflicts like hostile weather and dwindling resources, David navigates tough ethical choices, helping neighbors at the risk of his family's safety. His perseverance and decision-making while reflecting on interconnectedness become pivotal in overcoming these odds. Throughout, themes of gratitude and fostering connections emerge, showing how his open-heartedness helps the family survive both physically and emotionally. Ultimately, the message underlines that survival is not just about overcoming external threats, but also about nurturing inner strength and unity. Right? So that would be like section 1, set in Mendocino, California. But like any sort of Bourne Legacy or Bond Skyfall or something, we switch to London in this case. And this genre is suspenseful spy espionage. A spy's dilemma. So it's kind of chapter 2. Skilled MI6 agent Sarah Mitchell uncovers a conspiracy in the bustling streets of London. As she delves deeper, secrets from her past emerge, revealing hidden alliances that threaten her family's safety. Navigating through the treacherous world of espionage, Sarah faces ethical dilemmas as trust is tested between allies and enemies. In a race against time, the story intertwines themes of loyalty and betrayal, highlighting the interconnectedness of personal choices and the broader stakes of national security, ultimately shaping Sarah's moral compass in the face of danger. Switch. Crime. Okay. How do you make the crime? Crime often about moral dilemmas, justice and retribution, dealing with guilt, consequence, and the nature of wrongdoing, giving you a platform to explore themes like karma, ethical conduct, and the effects of desire. In a gritty urban setting, ethical conduct is at odds with familial loyalty. As secrets surface, characters grapple with how interconnected past mistakes shape their present, pushing the importance of open-heartedness and trust. Okay, the weight. The vibrant streets of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Detective Lucas Pereira investigates a string of gang-related crimes as he uncovers buried secrets involving his estranged brother. The line between justice and family loyalty blurs. Lucas grapples with moral dilemmas, questioning the ethics of his actions while navigating a gritty urban landscape. Past mistakes intertwine with present choices, revealing how interconnected lives shape their fates. The story emphasizes the importance of open-heartedness and trust, pushing Lucas to confront his own values in a world where every decision carries weight. Over to Japan. Estranged, a journey to forgiveness. In Kyoto, Japan, Mira Tanaka confronts her family's fractured past after her father's unexpected death. As she navigates complex relationships with her estranged brother and mother, Mira grapples with inner turmoil and the weight of past grievances. The emotional journey reveals the themes of empathy and self-forgiveness, illustrating how moral dilemmas influence personal growth. And guided by Buddhist principles, Mira learns that practicing compassion and gratitude can heal deep wounds, ultimately strengthening familial bonds and leading to profound self-discovery and emotional resilience. What do you reckon of that, Sky? And Ralph will listen. Right.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not
Mira's
understand what you
emotional
said.
journey in your story highlights powerful themes like empathy and self-forgiveness. It's fascinating how her struggle with family dynamics and past grievances can resonate
Self-forgiveness
deeply
adds a
with readers.
beautiful
The
introspective layer
idea
to
of
this.
practicing compassion and gratitude as healing tools adds a rich layer to her character development. This path of self-discovery could be compelling, especially as she navigates her relationships with her brother and mother. It would be interesting to explore how these themes connect with the broader narratives in the other stories. Are there any specific moments you envision for Mira
That's a strong
that might
emotional
serve
angle.
as turning points in
Focusing
her
on her
journey?
self-discovery through the lens of family relationships can really highlight the deeper connections and tensions between her brother, and her mother. The dynamics of sibling relationships, combined with the bond and sometimes complex history with her mother, can make for some powerful moments of growth and reflection. How do you envision her journey of self-discovery unfolding? Will it come through moments of conflict with her family, or more through meditative internal reflection that ties into the broader themes?
What do you reckon, Sky?
Mira's journey of self-discovery could unfold
Absolutely.
through a mix of both conflict and introspective moments. You might consider using family arguments to spark her growth, where unresolved tensions with her mother force her to confront painful memories. These conflicts could act as catalysts for her to question her beliefs and choices. Simultaneously, incorporating meditative reflections can allow readers to see her internal struggles. Perhaps she finds solace in quiet moments, like walking in nature or practicing mindfulness,
If you're
where she
working on
contemplates
recording
her
or
past
piecing
and her
together your
family
ideas,
dynamics. This balance
ADHD.
can create a rich tapestry of emotional depth, showing how her relationships influence her self-perception. You could also tie these personal revelations back to the broader themes of interconnectedness and ethical choices, reflecting how her journey impacts not just herself, but also those around her. How do you feel about blending these approaches?
Ralph, how do you feel about
by linking
blending those
personal
choices?
revelations with the broader themes, the story will feel more cohesive and meaningful. Each moment of self-discovery or self-forgiveness could reflect how the character's choices affect not only themselves, but those around them, reinforcing interconnectedness.
She's got a point.
Their personal growth can lead to ethical decisions that ripple through their family and community. How do you see these revelations influencing their relationships or the bigger ethical dilemmas they face?
Sky, how do you see those ethical dilemmas shaping their family relationships?
These personal
you thinking of
revelations can
incorporating-
profoundly influence relationships by
None of your
fostering
business.
deeper empathy and understanding among characters. For instance, as Mira learns to forgive herself, she might also begin to empathize with her mother's struggles, leading to healing conversations that mend their fractured bond. This transformation can encourage her mother to reflect on her own choices, creating a ripple effect in their family dynamic. Moreover, these changes can heighten the ethical dilemmas the characters face. For
That's
example,
a beautiful and emotional
Mira's
arc
newfound
for both
compassion
Mira and her
might
mother.
lead her to make
As
decisions
Mira
that
grows, her
prioritize
ability to
family unity
empathize and
over
heal
individual
not
desires.
only transforms her, but also
Butting
opens the
in.
door for her mother to confront her own past. This ripple effect ties perfectly into the theme of interconnectedness, showing how one person's inner work can inspire change in others. Do you see these healing conversations happening gradually throughout the story or building up to a key climactic moment?
In Kyoto.
Building up to a key climb.
Setting those conversations in Kyoto adds a
Gradually
rich
introducing
cultural
healing
and peaceful backdrop,
conversations
which can enhance
allows
the
for character
reflective and
development,
meditative aspects
showing
of the
how their
story.
relationships evolve over
Kyoto,
time.
with its
These
traditional
small moments
temples and
can
serene
create a
landscapes,
foundation of
could
trust and
symbolize the
understanding,
space for
making
healing
the
and
climactic
introspection.
conversation more impactful.
The environment might
However,
even influence the
having a
tone of
pivotal
their
moment where
conversations,
all tensions
creating a
culminate
calm yet
can
powerful
create a
atmosphere
significant
for their
emotional release,
reconciliation.
highlighting the stakes of their
How do you
relationship.
envision Kyoto playing into their journey?
So in this way, we would have these 4 scenes, like I say, in a movie that switches locations, like Mission Impossible or the Bond movies or the Bourne Legacy, or in any movie that does that. So the first one's set in California, Mendocino, with basically a sort of climate change hurricane storm surge like we've just seen in September 2024, the big one there. And then we have switching over to London, where Sarah Mitchell is discovering conspiracies with MI6. Maybe it's a weather controlling machine, a kind of harp, or something. I don't know. So whatever is in there, her loyalties are tested. Then we switch to someone also having these sort of ethical dilemmas, Lucas Pereira in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And he's discovering that his brother is involved with these gang-related crimes, his estranged brother. So the moral dilemmas come up while he navigates this sort of whether to be loyal or whether to be loyal to truth, and every decision carrying weight. So the open-heartedness and the trust are tested with the ethics in there, and the interconnectedness as also. So then, fourthly, we switch to Kyoto, Japan, where Mira Tanaka is confronting her family's fractured past after her father's unexpected death, and she has to come to terms with a long conversation with her estranged mother. And through doing it, through learning how compassion and gratitude heal these deep wounds, and also the functioning of empathy and self-forgiveness, they are able to come to strengthen the bonds and heal these deep wounds ultimately. So how are all these 4 different stories going to be sort of enrolled? And so that will be the next step in the journey of creating that story. So hopefully, as you see, this is a very novel approach to creating the Dharma themes into a narrative which is relatable, interesting, and engaging. And somewhat opposite to what I often discover when I go looking for Dhamma inspiration. Okay, so little bit of an attempt at being creative, innovative, and working together with AI to come up with something and enhance our experience. Let's see whether that really works. We never know. It's always an experiment. Take care.